Hi buddies and badiras, welcome to Pamela's YouTube channel again. Today Pam has bribed me a very good bribe to give you guys a show and talk about, something to keep the show going. So here I am, fully bribed. I'm ready to live up to the end of the bargain. So yeah, welcome once again. Because I was bribed, I'm here to tell you guys the amazing traits Palm has, my sister. So today we'll be dissecting those traits. I hate to say this, but we have to dissect those traits that make Palm. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing today basically. So I think it's best to start off with being kind. I think Palm is very, very kind. I hate the fact that she's staring at me as I'm saying this, but I just have to say this.
I'm a kind person. Everybody knows.
Palm is pretty kind. I think the premise of living or being a human is being kind, because it doesn't take you to be religious or overly spiritual to be kind, and kindness doesn't just reflect in what you give, your thinking process, how you react to things, how you treat others. Time and time again, she has shown me in different ways that it pays to be kind. You don't be kind, you're not kind because you expect to get something in return. It's because you're just kind, and you don't need to have a goal for you to be kind to someone. It just doesn't pay to be kind. Even the Bible says we should be kind to one another. So I think kindness tops it all, because that's something I believe in very much. I believe in being kind to people, because you never know when it will pay off or when you're remembered because of your kindness, or that kind act you do for someone. So yeah, kindness is something that I really, it's a trait I really appreciate seeing in Palm. For the second, I would say Palm is very intelligent. I like intelligent people. I like people that if we have a conversation together, we can exchange knowledge. I can learn one or two things from just interacting with you. It doesn't have to be planned out, even if it's very random. It's very important. Yeah, so I like to surround myself with intelligent people, and I'm fortunate to be a brother to someone very intelligent. Pam is very intelligent. I'm not talking about just book smarts. Intelligence cuts across every sphere of life, and the way you tackle life, the way you go through life, it shows one's intelligence, and just having a conversation with Palm, I know what I get from it. Things I learn and unlearn when we have conversations, because learning never stops. So I appreciate people that I can exchange information with, and feel like I'm in the presence of a certain kind of person. Okay, I remember you because I learned something from you, and as we grow older, I tend to value that natural intelligence, because you can go to the best of schools, but that natural intellect is something that's God given, and I think she has been heavily blessed to have such intelligence embedded in her. That's something I really, my friends know me, or if you know my friends, you can tell that we all interact and exchange knowledge. That's why Palm knows lots of my friends and I know lots of her friends, because I don't think if I had friends that are dull in certain things, I don't think she would like to be friends with them. But I'm surrounded with people that are very like-minded, are very intellectual, people that like to explore things and know why this works the way it does, So that's something I value a lot in Palm. So yeah, intelligence is number 2. Number 3 is going to be, I think, her fashion sense. I cannot exclude her fashion sense, even though she's a lady, I'm a guy. But before I make up my mind to wear a particular clothes to an event, I get validation from her. That's something I think I made a tweet about that a couple of years ago, and I'm still living up to that tweet. You know, I appreciate when someone is conscious of their fashion sense, their style, because how you're looked at is how you are dressed. You know, that's very basic. You know, so if you're intentional about how you present yourself to others, not necessarily for a particular reason, you don't need an occasion to play dress up, you know, just wanting to play dress up even when you don't have a reason to, that's something I really like, you know. And the fact that, and I mean, it's better when you can afford your true fashion sense. And with time, I've seen her fashion evolve from a particular way of dressing to a particular way of dressing. You know, I like to see that growth, not just in you, but in how you dress, your fashion style, you know. So even though I'm a guy, I still get tips from her, you know, just to balance that dilemma, you know, in its own way. So I think I really like to see her dress up. I really like to see her combine dresses, makeup, you know, try out new makeup sets, try out new outfits. So I definitely like her fashion sense in the plainest of words. I appreciate her. I appreciate how intentional, the intensity she puts into dressing up, you know, for herself before others. So yeah, her fashion sense is top notch. Next quality I would ascribe to Pam would be she's a great communicator. Communication is something I take very dearly because I try to give off what I expect from others, which is good communication. Every friendship, every relationship, communication is very important. You know, it's what makes or mars a friendship or a relationship. And in the long run, Pam and I we've established a way of communicating that there's no filter to it. It comes with no filter because of how much we've grown in that level. So we've made it and we made it very important in our relationship to keep a certain level of communication, whether we're together or we're not together. You know, being able to see certain things through a different perspective, through a different angle, is very important. And she always gives me that different side of life, you know, and that's something I take very seriously because there are two sides to everything. There are two ways of looking at life. So you can't be hell-bent on one way. You can't be fixated on looking at life through one perspective. So being able to get that second perspective and being able to believe in that second perspective is one thing to just show me another way of looking at things, but another thing to get me to believe in that other way, you know. So that's something that I value a lot, you know, having someone that I'm sure that I can bring my problems to, and we dissect it, we psychoanalyze it, you know. Someone who isn't scared to tell you the truth when you need to hear the truth, to call off your bluff when you're bluffing. So yeah, great communication is very important in any friendship or relationship, and Pam and I have tried to maintain that's a certain level of communication that works best for us. So yeah, her communication skills is very adorable.
Oh, thank God for YouTube.
So for the next quality, I would pick being very alert and protective. I think it's very important for a person to be conscious of their surroundings and the immediate surrounding. So yeah, and because Pam and I go out a lot together, we've taken trips together. I can only appreciate the alertness that comes with her being, because using the relationship we have, she's very or using me as an example, she's very conscious of my actions and inactions. You know, she tends to be able to read through my every emotion. You know, even when I don't think I'm projecting a certain kind of feeling or emotion, but I tend to realize that even when I think I don't project how I feel, she still knows that I'm being conscious of what I'm projecting. You know, the whole alertness thing is very, it's very funny how it works, because even sometimes I'm not even alert to that level, but I find out that she's very, very aware, you know, aware of her surroundings and things that happened around her, and that's very important, because people like me, I'm very very quiet in regarding certain things. I can be loud when I want to, but regarding certain things I can be very quiet. But she tends to bridge that quiet with her awareness, alertness. You know, that's something I appreciate very much, you know, because it's hard to come by. So yeah, I think I'll just embed being protective and alert in one, you know, because I think they go hand in hand. So being protective and being alert or aware is another trait that I appreciate in Pam so much. So yeah. And for the last, I'm so happy to be ending this. And for the last, I would say Pam is a great support system, and that cuts across everyone she's been around, not just me, my family. Having a Pam is a great addition because of the support she gives, money wise, moral support. I like the money. Moral support, emotional support, psychological support. You know, it cuts across different support systems, but just having her, you know that you have someone you can count on. I think she's the person I call most when I need a quick transfer. You know, maybe my bank is acting up. She's the person that always comes through for me. That's very important. That's very important, you know, because we're caught in the mix one or two times, and having someone that can constantly pull you out of that mix or out of that fix is very important, and I rate her highly in that regard, you know. So I think it's better to have a Pam than not have a Pam, so I'd rather have a Pam. Are you ready to have a Pam?
So freaking real.
So yeah, she's a great support system. I think that is a good conclusion to all of this, because those are really important traits to have, not just having her as a sister, but also as a friend. Those are very good traits for a friend to have. So guys, those are the most common traits I think you guys should know about your dear YouTuber. And if Pam buys me chickpeas, roasted chicken and poppy again,
Like I did.
yes, I'll gladly come on your screens again. But until then, see you next time for day 8, right?
Yeah,
Day 8 of Vlogmas. I hope I'll be here again. But till then, bye.
Thank you very much, sir.